up! I'm gonna live like I want to. Fuck off!
Humans are social creatures. In ancient times, when the main weapon of our ancestor was the sharp stone tied to the end of the stick, it was impossible to survive outside the community. Throughout a vast span of human history, the opinions and attitudes of those around an individual directly determined whether they would survive or perish. Such a mindset has been ingrained deeply within our brains. Considering that survival is the primary goal of any organism, it's no surprise that the opinions of one's tribe are perceived as highly significant. But we no longer live in caves. We don't need to chase mammoths in groups to get our food. And an annoyed neighbor won't smash your skull with a stone for behaving improperly according to their standards. Well, most likely won't. Now, here is the main point everyone should grasp. The opinion of others is the most harmful thing there can be. Look around. Do you like the life led by people who tell you how to behave, what to do and what not to do, what's right and what's wrong? Just give a damn about others' opinion and live the life you want to. Easier said than done. Yes, it's indeed hard. But that's why I've created this video. Let's delve into what needs to be done to become impervious to the other's opinion. A practical guide. Let's go. Step 1. Become a haughty, self-centered individual. Being better than most, it's not a tough task. All it takes is not to booze, not to smoke, earn at least a several $1,000s a month, engage in some sports, and boom, you are the top dog in your neighborhood. Ever pondered what this says? Yes, it screams that overwhelming majority are either uneducated boors or overworked bees. And it's their opinion that you are so concerned about? I've already mentioned that it's hard to ignore the sneering looks and the whispers behind your back, but a pinch of logic can make these fears crunches like ashes. If you love something and wanna pursue it, why on earth would the opinion of your alcoholic neighbor or classmate who's under his girlfriend's thumb delivering her a pathetic 2K paycheck matter to you? You are already above and beyond these zombies, constantly glued to screens, devouring tons of mind-numbing content daily. You have a goal, so just keep going despite the tons of such losers. All they want is to see you stuck in the mire alongside them. Be self-centered in a bucket of crabs. That's the only way you'll climb out. Defy whom it's worth listening to. In all life-critical matters, we need to know whom to hit. And here you have to be extremely stringent, sometimes even harsh. As always, logic should be your guide, filtering all advice no matter the source. Whether it's your mom, dad, best friend, or heaven forbid your girlfriend. If you are making decisions based on what your girlfriend says, it's the fucking mess. I beg you to switch your brain on while there is still time. When someone tells you the best course of action, you should solely consider what they have achieved. If you see they are a successful business person, have a stable family, and generally have a great life, that's someone worth listening to. Analyze and considering your stance and their opinion, make a decision. Here is a likely relatable example. Your parents are drilling into your head that you should become a lawyer, asserting there is no future without an education, and only drug addicts shun college. In such scenario, have a frank talk with your parents. Explain that you won't be studying and they just throwing money to the wind, while you'd be wasting heaps of time. No need to shout, throw tantrums, or move out. Calmly, like a mature, reasonable individual, lay down the facts. Most likely they won't listen. And your job now is to back your words with actions. You need to show through action that you have a plan, that you can make money without needing a college. Note, I'm not against getting an education. I'm against wasting time in vain. If college gives you what you desire, there is nothing to discuss. Go for it. Step 3. Collect mistakes. Mistakes aren't bad. Mistakes are feedback from the environment, without which learning, evolving, or building anything is impossible. If someone tells you to avoid making mistakes or criticizes you for make mistake, boldly tell them to fuck off. Your task is to not repeat mistakes, and for that, simply reflect on each mistake, understand why you made it, and take measures to prevent it from happening again. Now, in the context of today's topic, I suggest you become a collector of unique mistakes. Chances are you are shy to speak in public or show initiative in groups, Maybe you are scared to meet girls. Actually, you are afraid of people's reaction to your mistakes. They will laugh at me if I forget the words on stage. Or everyone at work or college will think that I said something stupid. Or if I say something wrong to a girl, she will reject me. Come here, I'll give you a stubborn slap. If such thoughts appear in your head, they could be resolved with step 1, review it again. But also by setting a goal to make mistakes, it's beautifully resolved too. Let's break down the example with girls. Set a goal for yourself. Get 100 rejections in a month. So approached, said absolutely anything, started the conversation with any phrase, got rejected. You are awesome. Now repeat this 100 times. This approach can be applied to any sphere. Just turn on your brain and imagination. In the end, you'll collect 100 rejections, which means that the goal is achieved. Plus, as a bonus, you'll make many female acquaintances. And that's 100%. You won't get 100 rejections in 100 tries. Someone will agree. And most importantly, approaching and starting a conversation with a girl will be easier for you than going for a piss. In any endeavor, there are things that propel us forward and things that hinder progress. If you want to drive and 200 miles per hour, we know our car can easily reach such speed and even more, but the potholes on the road won't allow us drive even at 100 miles. Do you think if we put in a stronger engine, will we achieve the desired? Will the speedometer needle touch the coveted speed? Hell no, most likely you just skid off the road and crash. Fix the road. The same with us. If your whole life is a complete wreck, how do you plan on changing your outlook and behavior in society? I have a video where I talked about the 5 most destructive habits for men. Be sure to watch it, identify which of them you have, then subscribe to the channel because soon a video on how to get rid of them will be released. And write in the comments which of these habits you have. Let's discuss and solve. This point is absolutely right, but that doesn't make it any less true. Truly realizing that after a certain period we'll just die, be placed in a coffin and buried in the ground, then there will be a few hours of mourning, and after a few rounds of toast and remembrance, smiles of reminiscence start to appear on the faces of the deceased relatives. From this moment, you'll be remembered during holidays and family gatherings, and even less as a couple of years pass. I ask you to think about one scenario. Tonight, before you fell asleep, live through the imaginary life of a person who's been given a grim diagnosis. You have less than a year to live. We can't do anything. Unfortunately, you came too late. Pills and procedures will only help alleviate the painful symptoms. I'm sorry to say this to a young person, but you only have one more birthday to meet. Hear these words, experience these emotions, accept them, because it's true. The only difference that you have a bit more time. Understanding this, maybe you'll decide that speaking in front of an audience isn't scary, and enduring rejection isn't scary either. We are all gonna die. So let's at least live for ourselves. What do you think?